raise massive barriers and gaps from jurisdictional red tape as those solutions. So I'm going to ask the panelists if you had to name the one.
How we proceed. Data has been the biggest challenge that we currently have in terms of making sure that this data is accessible, in terms of ensuring that this
speaking about the most crucial elements for every single household, and we know difficulties, additional stress. This is why the impact of our action, and this is why conferences like this are so essential to keep our direction of travel. Keys for our capacity to provide hope, but also good services, but more than that, for our people. Delivery depends on cooperation beyond science and data guide and drive global change. This is what Innovative for Cities stands for. Learning from the experience of others, building a culture of collaboration that brings real change. We see this and support it. Let me conclude by congratulating you on this agreement was achieved. We have managed to 1 in every 8 people on Earth. This is the power of scaling bottom-up. If we go further, if we accelerate, if we allow people a shared responsibility and a shared opportunity. And I wait to keep on seeing, witnessing.
Thank you very much, Executive Vice President. It celebrates 10 years of accelerating city climate action. Bluebird flag. Raise of hands. Who here is either facilitating or speaking in a session? First time at Innovate for Cities, raise of hands. Fantastic.
You might have also seen some of these colorful sculptures around the compound. As a last note, I got informed that somebody has already lost their phone.
So we are going to have strong participation from Kenya at this conference. It is very important that it takes place in Africa, because when we look ahead, the pressures of the urbanization process, they are hitting mostly this region, Africa, Southeast Asia. These are the regions that are going to receive about 2 billion people in the next couple of decades. So here in Africa, the estimates show perhaps from 300 to 900 million people coming to cities in Africa. And Nairobi reflects all the challenges but also the opportunities that this urbanization, accelerated urbanization represents. We see when there's flooding how it affects everybody, but affect most those on the front lines, literally living in shacks, in informal settlements and slums, right? But we see also how a project like the Nairobi River regeneration represents a model that can be replicated. Yesterday we had the site visit in Korogocho, and we could see the works in progress of the regeneration of the river, restoring the greenery, the biodiversity, but also the sewage, the trunk infrastructure that's already happening. And I say it's a model because there is a committee where the local level participates, several entities from the national government, but also UN Habitat and the UN Environment Program, the 2 global headquarters here in Nairobi, participate. The national government has this large-scale affordable housing program, which has been also fundamental to improve the quality of life of many of these citizens that are living in these informal, very precarious areas. So participants can see with their eyes what it means, urban transformation in Africa.
Old, and for us, working as the umbrella organization of 13 regional and national covenants of mayors, including one for sub-Saharan Africa, then it's been important to see continued growth. Cities want to take action and to join these alliances, networks, and partnerships. I spoke about the number of cities, now 7,000 or so, that have developed a city climate action plan. That number is increasing, as are the number of reported actions that they are taking. And what we want to do through events like this is to link that science, policy, and practice, and to help cities be able to implement new and innovative ideas, whatever shape and form those may take. And we know that innovation isn't always technological, it's social and societal. It comes in many different shapes and forms. There are tracks here looking to address health in cities, addressing the needs of informal communities and addressing informality. And we recognize that we need to hear not only from those global north voices that have traditionally shaped the debate, but to provide avenues and for others to have their voices heard. And we're doing, I think, most of this in English, but also to work in languages other than English. And we're providing transcription services in all of the parallel sessions to widen that participation and to enable everybody to feel a part of this growing alliance and initiative.
And as a city, we will stand to benefit, and we have several benefits that I know we are going to accrue from hosting this conference within the city of Nairobi. One of them is on partnerships and collaborations, especially within the climate change agenda. The theme of this year being climate financing, housing and infrastructure, digitalization and AI, of course, justice and equity, where Nairobi, of course, has brought together mayors and donors, investors, as well as tech firms in one room, with real chances for us to be able to fund our most challenging situations within the city, one being flood mitigation, whereby, of course, as a city, we have experienced real changes in climate change, and where we have seen flooding affecting the residents of the city, of course affecting livelihoods. People have also lost their settlements and of course their businesses. And with this, we hope that we can be able to pull in some collaboration and partnership for us to be able to work on this. Green spaces as well, through the Nairobi Rivers Regeneration, as it has been mentioned earlier, the City of Nairobi is working very closely with the national government in terms of ensuring that we regenerate our river corridors. River corridors have been polluted for many years now, and we are now seeing new infrastructure dynamics coming in on these corridors, whereby we'll have sewerage connections that are now going to be able to support our sewerage management system within the city. We are going to be seeing more green spaces growing across the city and of course along those corridors. Of course, we'll also be having non-motorized transport, which of course now will also handle our transport challenges and also be able to reduce the time that people or the residents of Nairobi take to commute from one place to another. And of course, being able to also bring in the affordable housing component and urban renewal strategies that this city is in dire need of, and especially as urbanization is actually quite growing within the city. Showcasing Nairobi as Africa's climate lab is also going to be one of our potential benefits. And of course, seeing how we can be able to host and put several projects together in terms of wetlands restorations, urban forests, non-motorized transport, and of course, renewable energy conversations on the scale for us to be able to have global researchers, UN Habitat, UNEP, and other development partners being able to support these solutions that can be replicated across the continent. Policy and science alignment as well is also quite critical, even for the city. And we're also looking to see how we can close the gap between the studies and the researches and the policies that we've been able to have, of course, supported by universities and researchers, and see how we can be able to build clear pathways that we can be able to have better tools, better data, and of course, being able to foster collaborations and being able to also access financing that can be able to support our climate action within the city.